Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Take it from a once TMAT youth. My name is Tasha. So I would like to talk about disciplining children. This is this is my outlook on disciplining children. I believe in beating butt. I whoop ass. I was trying to sugarcoat it, but I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I whooped ass. Well, when my kids was younger, I feel like my kids have made it to that age to where they don't do too much of shit that requires them to get their butts whooped. My kids are, the youngest is 12, and the other one is 14, and then the other one is 18, 19. So yeah, I don't think they do things that require them to get their butts whooped. Yeah, but when they were young, you had me messed up. I was a young mother, for one. Let's start there. So I'ma say my patience had played a part as well, because I felt like I did not, at first I didn't have that much patience. However, I learned quick. Plus I had slight bit of experience with a school doll, and that doll cried so much, y'all. Oh my God. But that's how I was able to, for one, learn how to block out cries. Nah, just playing. So yeah, I was a teen mom, and it was me against 3 kids. First it was just me and my one when I was 16, and it was me and him for 4 years. So it was different with him with discipline, because my oldest child has ADHD with an emotional disorder. Well, ADHD with mental, with emotional disorder, and it's something else I forgot. That's sad, and I only say I forgot because when I talk to the doctors, they rarely address that part. But I remember when we first did the paperwork, that was there. It's just like over the years, that kind of weighed by the bayside. So I'm kind of hoping that's probably not even attached to him anymore, and it is just the other ones. So that'll be a win for us. But the discipline that I use for my son, being that he did have a disability, I think I said a disorder earlier, and if I said a disorder, please forgive me. But the discipline I used for him, being that he had a disability, was ass whoopings as well. I was gonna try to sugarcoat it. I'm gonna stop that. But was ass whoopings as well, because again, you had me messed up. For one, when my son was younger, I was unaware that he had this disability, and other people would kind of play with it. I ain't gonna lie, they played in my face, y'all. They'll be like, girl, you get a check for him. You know, and shit like that. They kind of joked about it. But it wasn't constant enough for me to be like, oh, maybe I need to get him checked. Again, I'm 16 years old with a child. I hear y'all joking, so it's just a joke to me, because I'm thinking how he act right now, like y'all not used to that or something, like, or maybe he just made it funny, because we fuck around and joke all the damn time. But my discipline with him was ass whoopings at first. But I did notice that he was acting like, once he started getting about, I'm going to say about 3, he was diagnosed when he was about 4 or 5. But when he was about 3 years old, I'm going to say I started 3 or 4. It was around the time he first started going to school, because I didn't say nothing to the teacher. I was just gonna see how it played out, because I noticed these things, but it's like, this is my first time having a child. I don't know how these things work. And I ain't trying to say it like that, but I don't know what kids do when they, when stuff like this supposed to happen. I don't know what to question. I don't know what to sound the alarm on. I don't know what to do what on. I just know to take this child as it comes and take care of it, because I brought it to this world. So once I did start noticing it was something there, I started using my words versus whooping him. I started making sure he understood what I said. It became a restrained thing. Like, you gonna look at me, don't look over there, look at me. Like, you gonna look straight, you gonna do this, you gonna stop doing that. If I have to, I'm grabbing your arm, we gonna hold them down to your shoulders, we gonna put them across you in front of you. If you wanna have an attitude, or want to catch a tantrum and get all on that floor, I'm whooping ass, because at this point, you ain't fit to do all this extra stuff. You gonna know to keep your tantrums to a minimum. And I know y'all might be saying, oh, well, he had, a special need. But at the end of the day, I feel like just because you label them kids that does not mean that that's a whole handicap. Like, my son is not 100% handicapped. He is not 100% that. So let me start there. That fool might be and not fool like that, child. It's just how I talk. But shit, man, that man probably half and half. I'm talking about half and half. Who the heck does that? Oh, well, shit. In the work I do, we do that because we gonna ask you how much percent handicap you is. So that is a thing. I don't feel bad about. But I felt like whooping him was okay because that's how I got through. I didn't just go straight to whoopings. No, I didn't. Especially once I found out. Once he was diagnosed. And once he was diagnosed, of course, I felt bad about whooping him. So I knew I was going to have to find different ways to discipline him. Whoopings were still on the table. I'm not going to sit up here and lie and say I took them all the way off. However, I did open the door to different forms of discipline. And the one that I found that was effective as well was the holding his arms and keeping him restrained, or just making him holding his arm and keeping him with me while I clean up or while I do what I gotta do, instead of letting him be in his room doing his work. You don't want to listen to me? That's fine. Follow me. All that falling down, doing all that, nope, I'm about to whoop your ass, and you still gotta stand with me. And let me tell y'all this: when y'all discipline y'all kids, y'all ain't gotta whoop them. Do whatever fits y'all. Like I said, I tried different forms. I stick to what works for me. And butt whoopings and restraints. I did not restrain my child where he could not breathe. No. I said I just grabbed him by his wrist, kept his arms down to his side. I did not press them together. No, I did not. I just kept them there and did not allow him to swing them or do nothing extra. My son was not a kicker, so if you have a child that kicks, you might want to be aware of that as well. And if you out here letting these kids kick on you and smack you, stop that. Because when they get older, their legs are going to hurt, and you going to look like a fool telling other adults about it, thinking they going to come in and save you. We cannot save you from your child. That is embarrassing on your end. And if your child is embarrassing you somewhere, don't think, oh, it's just embarrassing me. No. And if we laugh at you or something like that, and I'm going to say we, because I'm going to be one of the people that's going to laugh at you and point at you and tell other people to look at you because you're looking like a fool. We is not laughing at you because your child acting out. We are laughing and we are mad because how dare you allow this to happen? You supposed to be taking care of this. Even if you do allow it at home, you better act like you don't and discipline that child. I'm not saying you got to beat your child in the store. However, picking him up off that ground, telling him, hey, get it together, or something that's going to better the situation versus just letting him do it. Now, we talk about that. So the next time you let your child do that, that's what we talk about. That right there. Don't let your child do that. Because, we is looking. We talking about you. And we mainly talking about you because you ain't got control of your child. Your child acting a fool in the store. But anyway, stick to what works for you. Find different ways. Like I said, I held his arms down to the side. I held his arms down like crisscross in front of him as well. Just to stop him from want to get how kids have those little tantrums and do all that extra stuff. And again, if I don't, and I'm talking about again, like I said this already, which I really don't think I have. But when you do discipline your kids, or when you do start disciplining your kids, don't start and stop. It has to be a constant thing. Like, and I don't mean discipline your kids every day just for the heck of it. No, 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 no. What I mean is every time they mess up, make sure you voice what's going on. When your kids are little babies, they can still understand. Okay? Y'all be wondering why these kids be acting like they moving so fast and know so much, because they been understanding since the hoo-ha. Y'all just don't believe they understand the way they understand. But after going through this life for 35 years, baby, I'm telling you, these kids understand. Boys, what you want these kids to do. I don't care if you think your child has a disability. I don't care if you have a regular, normal child that doesn't have a disability. Voice what you want that child to know. Voice what you want that child to do. Let them know, hey, I'm not going to let go until you do this or until you do that. And if you keep doing this, we going to come back to this. And you got to be stern on your stuff. If that child see one side of weakness, they going to go for it. All that being hard with them with the discipline and then giving them a hug and giving them a kiss, cut it. They gonna have you wrapped around their fingers like, you nurturing mothers, I love y'all so much, but you could be nurturing and discipline at the same time, baby. But you cannot discipline and then backdoor and act like a kumbaya. No, let it sink in for a while. That way they could think about what they did. If you make it that easier to get back in your good graces, they're gonna keep doing it. You gotta make it hard. Just like a bad relationship with a dude. If he make you mad or say something you don't like, you ain't just gonna take him back. You ain't just gonna take him back. You gonna let it sink in for a second till you get over it. Once you over it, okay, now you can get close. Same with kids. Once they do something wrong, it's time out. No mommy time. None of that. Oh, give mommy a hug. No, give mommy a kiss. No, you want mommy to pick you up. Walk. Crawl. You crawl when you was in there knocking the stuff off the table. You was walking when you was putting flour all over the floor. You could do that now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to make it make sense. Y'all got to start babying these babies. I don't care even if they is baby and they're so nice and they're so precious. And I'm not saying don't baby your baby. Because I'm going to need y'all to baby y'all babies. Because they need that love. But they need discipline as well. Because, look, if you sit here and don't discipline your child and you allow your child... I knew a woman that sat in my office and let her child slap her. And she was saying, I can't wait till she starts school. For what? So you gonna go sit her over there to them people and they're gonna kick her out because she can't slap on them people. You teaching her it's okay to slap on adults. But I'm sure she know it's just okay to slap on you. And if you can slap on by your spouse or something like that and your child is showing aggression, that child is watching you. You need to stop it. If you can't stop that man from beating on you, or if you can't stop that woman from beating on you, you darn sure better stop that child. Because allowing your child to slap you in front of complete strangers is a no-go. And embarrassing is the one thing that's the least you're going to have to worry about, because we're going to be worrying about why the heck you ain't teaching this baby better. Start it at home. Find a way to discipline your kids. Even if you feel like, oh, I just can't with my child. There's different ways to discipline. I just said I use restraint. I use arm restraints. And I used belts to the bottom. That is what I did. And again, I'm not saying hard, hurt, and restraints to put them babies in pain. No, this is not what this is. For you evil people, get away. We talking nice, calm restraints to get them to calm down so they can think about what's going on until we get control of all this screaming and crying. And if they can't get control of it, okay, that's fine. You hold their hands and finish doing what you got to do. And let them cry and do whatever. But they're going to get tired of you holding them. And they're going to want to change it. And every so often ask them, hey, are you done? Are you done? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? Okay, well, then you need to stop. Get it together. Or whatever it is you were trying to get them to do, get them to do it. And if you let them go and they don't do it, grab them again and continue to do what you can do. You might have to do it with one hand. That's fine. But this is you training your child. Because us as parents, we have to train these kids. You know what I'm saying? And again, trying to send them to school, knowing you haven't disciplined your child, is a setup for this school. And a setup for the other mothers that's on the other side, because these other mothers don't allow kids to hit on them. So how dare you allow your child to come to school without letting them know what's up? If you have an abusive child If your child is abusive, if your child has a disability, if your child has a wedding problem, let these people know before you take these kids to these people's school. If it's anything that needs these teachers or caregivers extra attention on your child, don't try to just seep it in there and hope your child don't do it and hope they just find a way to work with your child. No. You tell these people right off the rip, okay, look, this is what's going on with my child. This is how I handle it at home. And if you can't, or not can't, but if you don't know how to handle it at home, voice that as well. It is okay. It is okay to be a mother and not know what to do. You're a mother. It's a part of the job. It's a lot of things that goes on and we just don't know what to do, especially on these first kids. Ask. It's okay to not know. It's better when you ask. It's not okay to not know. Have the knowledge in reach and not utilize it. I hope y'all get that. But ask somebody, when you take them, tell them how to work with your child. If your child has a disability and he does this and he does this a certain way, or if your child is, I hope I don't say this wrong, has epilepsy. I think if your child has epilepsy, I can't say the other word. And it's a certain thing your child does before that seizure break out, that is something you will need to tell that that care provider or that teacher before leaving your child there with them. Like, y'all gotta stop trying to hide things that can better the care for your kids. Because if you tell them, oh well, she likes to hit people, she likes to hit when she can't get her way or something like that. Okay, these people are gonna know to set up a plan to where they're gonna they're gonna work with her so she'll know this is not what you can do, but these are your options or other ways you can express your anger. Like, they can work with that child. Like, don't hide your child's handicaps. Don't hide your child's like anything you feel like can make them turn your child away. No, if you voice that and let them know that that is a problem that you are dealing with and you don't know how to handle that problem, or if you have a way of handling that problem, let them know. That way they can use your way of handling it, or they can help you come up with a way. And even if you do have a way, they might even have a better way that could be more effective than your way, you know. So this is why I say discipline is a big thing. Plus, if you discipline your kids at home, they won't feel the need to go out and disrespect others because they got that discipline at home to where they know how to come outside and act. You know? And also with discipline, don't teach your kids. And yes, I'm going to say don't. I know that y'all be like, well, you can't tell nobody nothing. Yeah, you can. I'm 35 years old. Y'all gonna take this. Don't tell your kids can't nobody tell them nothing. Don't ever fix y'all mouth to tell them that. Don't ever tell them kids can't nobody tell them nothing. That shit gonna bite you in the butt. It's gonna bite you in the butt. Then they gonna think these teachers can't tell them nothing. And these are the main suckers that's gonna teach them while you out here making a living to take care of them. Because you ain't the only one teaching your kids. These teachers teaching your kids. Don't make their job hard. Don't tell your kids can't nobody tell them nothing. Because, yeah, somebody could tell them something. And if your child is out in the public doing something wrong and an adult addresses your child and they address your child and they don't say no, they don't say it in a rude way, don't get mad at that adult for addressing your child. That adult is doing what they doing. They are adulting. It takes a village, hunty. If that adult is not cussing your child out, calling your child out your name, or telling your child to do something wrong, it should be no problem with somebody telling your child, hey, stop running. Hey, don't steal. Hey, don't do this. You can't get mad just because they getting loud in the store and people's looking at you and your child and you're embarrassed. It's okay, baby. Your head was turned. You trying to take care of your mommy duties. And all of us adults have that moment where we have to turn our heads. And we know these kids got their minds of their own. and they over there doing whatever, and these kids will jump, run, flip, dance, and do everything in the store when your head is turned. So if you hear somebody say, hey, baby, stop jumping, don't be mad. Just know they telling you because your child could probably hurt themselves. What if they jump and come down and slip on something? Or jump with somebody passing by and end up falling and tripping and hurting himself or hurting somebody else? Like, you never know. So people don't just say something just to be in your business or just to say something to your child. If your child is in the wrong, just say it for what it is. Like, hey, baby, okay, thank you. Girl, your child, see, this is why I tell you not to do this, not to do that. There's people always watching. Say something like that. When you do stuff like that, these kids will know it's not okay to act a fool in public. They'll know they got to keep it together because there's people always watching that's going to correct them. My personal experience with that, it was always grown-ups telling me, well, excuse me, not telling me, but it was always grown-ups redirecting me. Let me say that. They was redirecting me. If I'm sitting there cussing in public, who is your mama? Why'd you doing all this cussing, little girl? And I'm stuck with the shit face because at the end of the day, they right. But oh my God, they said something to me. I'm shocked. And I can't say nothing to that. How I bet not look like I want to argue. I grew up in the days where you could get whooped by the neighbor. I got whooped by a neighbor before. If you come think about it. And my mama just told me how embarrassed I married her. I remember she told me that once. Because they was talking because of what I did, and the neighbor had to whoop me. Then I got whooped by her. Because she taught me better. Which she did. And I was just clowning around. Being rebellious Latasha. But discipline is good. Discipline is good. There are so many different forms of discipline. There's not just one. Butt whooping is not the only one. It's only been the more effective because it's physical, but it also has a mental. It also has a mental effect on it as well. That's why you can't use it. You can't use it at a beam term. I've never beat my kids. I ain't leaving no weapons. I ain't broke no skins. I whoop butt. That's all. You got popped. I get a ruler. I pop them in their hand with a ruler. Oh my goodness, my daughter hate that. She rather me get a belt. She'll tell me in a second, Mom, can we use a belt? She hate that ruler on the hand, baby. Them palms don't play. Or that fly swatter to the hand. Stop playing. I know y'all done had an old person catch y'all with that fly swatter before. I know. That fly swatter ain't no joke. But you ain't always got to take a belt and beat the baby. It's different form of discipline. You ain't always got to whoop the kids. There's other form of discipline. They also put kids in corners back when I came up. They also did things like this. So they'll make us stand up. You'll get 2 books and you'll hold them up. And you'll stretch both arms out and you'll have a book in each arm. And you got to keep your arms up, then you'll get a whooping if you drop them. Or if your punishment is that intense, they'll make you put one leg up while you got your arm stretched out. That's what they'll do. And after that, for a few minutes, baby, y'all gonna hate that. I also, we had stairs in my apartments before. When I stayed upstairs and my son did something wrong, okay, I ain't got to whoop you. Run them stairs. The first time I made him run them stairs, he thought it was a game. Oh, I could do this. He was up and down. And after that third or fourth lap of going up and down. 1, 2. So it's like about 8 times. One's down. No, 3 down. About 3 down, 2 up, like that. Yeah. He about ready to call it quits then. Mama, that's enough now. I ain't tired yet. Mama, I'm tired. I don't feel it. Run again. No, cause you just made me stop what I was doing, cause you ain't want to listen. So now you gotta run. Since I can't do what I want to do, and you don't want to listen, like I told you to, you gotta run. You gotta run. Then he mad, sad, and crying, but you still gotta run. Stick to your guns. Stick to your guns. It's other ways to discipline. And if you do not, not if you do not, if you just started disciplining your child, do not let up early. It takes time to discipline. It takes 21 days to build a habit. Think about that. So if you sit here disciplining your child, it's going to take you past 21 days to get this child disciplined. Because who's to say your child's going to mess up or do something wrong every day? You might have a baby that don't even mess up that much. Don't even mess up that much. Just mess up every so often. But you still need to pop every now and again. Or do this every now and again. It takes 21 days to build a habit. It's going to take you about that long to discipline your child. Don't give up. Because once you start giving up, that child's going to start using that. That child's going to start using it. Remember, you are raising a young adult. It's a baby. It's still your precious baby. But when spreading all that love into your bundle of joy, you want to spread that discipline into your bundle of joy as well. That's all I have for y'all. Thank you for listening to my channel. Take it from a once TMAT youth. I am Tasha. I inspire and motivate so that one day you can be great.